Hey everybody, so we're headed to Mystic Fireworks Distributing here in Trenton, Ontario. It's a Chamber of Commerce event that we got an invitation to, in which they know that I'm a wheelchair user. Anyways, before COVID in 2018 and again in 2019, we've been here and it wasn't wheelchair accessible, and we actually brought a ramp and demonstrated to them how easily it would be wheelchair accessible and how inexpensive it would be. And again in 2022 we did some stuff with them at Centennial Park here in Trenton, and I brought it up again, and just about every time I've met the owner, Mark, I've asked. So here we are now, invited to an event all these years later, and we're going to find out here in a second if he cares about accessibility or not, and ensuring everybody can access his place equally, and independence and dignity, or if I'm going to get here and I'm not going to be able to get in the place, or they're going to have to take me some route all the way around or something, or if there's any parking or anything. So we're going to find out here in a second. We're here. We're going to see the entrance here in a second, and we will see if there is any access. And take a look, and there you go. After all these years, there's no access. Right? And we all see how easy that would be to fix. But anyways, that's where we're at. There'll be more video coming later. So they have wheelchair accessible parking here, but the entrance here, and I guess there's another one here, but it's nowhere near the entrance to the place. This is a warehouse, so I don't know what they intend to consider accessibility and why they have wheelchair parking here, but we're going to find out in a second. So here we are, Mystical Fireworks, or Mystic Fireworks, and here's the accessible parking spot. But it's in front of a warehouse door, nowhere near the show down there. The entrance is way down there. As you can see, the accessible parking is nowhere near where the entrance is. I don't know there if you're supposed to go through a warehouse door or something. So here we are approaching the entrance. We're parked way back there. So this should have been made accessible in 2018, 2019.
Uh-oh.
And it's not. So this is what we get. No accessibility.
Want to ask them?
So this is as far as I can go. I'm not sure why Mystical Distributing Company and the owner is so against making his place for everybody, but he's had many years of knowledge, and he knows that it's easy to do. And you know, this could, when I priced this for him back in 2018 or 19, when it would have all could have been done for like $1,000, maybe $1,500. There's Arlene going in to see how we get it. Okay, we just found out that they aren't making it accessible. I have to go around.
Yeah, Mark is there.
Just film.
Yeah.
I have to go around to this warehouse door. Not like everybody else, you know. It's not dignified that I can't get in the same as everybody else. That's just the way life is. This is what happens when people don't care about accessibility.
Shut up. No.
Try thinking like a person with mobility challenges.
Hello. Hi.
Then ask yourself, is this acceptable? And let us know what you think. Maybe let Mystical know what you think with their own accessibility feedback form, which you cannot get unless you walk inside. I've included it in this video.
Oh, we see a lot of fireworks here.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds here.
So here's the backstory. In 2018 and again in 2019, I celebrated a company anniversary and my best friend daughter's sweet 16. I visited Mystical Fireworks retail store in the town we
I've never
live
been this place.
and bought well over $2,000 in fireworks. His business's accessibility was not existing exactly as it doesn't exist today in this video. The first visit in 2018, I couldn't get in, so I went back home and got my portable
There you
ramp.
go.
My wife had to do all the work by herself to get me inside this store. A bald salesman you see in this video jokingly saying to charge for the tours of their warehouse, he was my first contact back in 2018. The first thing he ever said to me after
get people
observing my
tour here?
wheelchair was, "How did you get in here?"
Oh,
And then I said, "Go look outside at the portable ramp that my wife had to place." Last time I was here, about an hour ago, I couldn't get anyone's attention outside to help.
there you go.
So I had to go home, get my own ramp, as I want to buy good quality fireworks for an important event. I was not nearly as strong physically as I am now, so rolling around to try and get help was not possible. He then went and got the owner, Mark Phillips, and this was my first meeting with him.
Turn off here now.
My wife demonstrated the ramp and ease of use, and we all had a good meeting outdoors about accessibility. I informed them about existing laws, codes, standards, and what is coming soon. Before I continue, here is Mystical Fireworks' own feedback form that you can't get unless you can walk inside. To continue with the backstory, we had offered him the aircraft aluminum suitcase ramp rated for 650 pounds on the spot that my wife had demonstrated, along with an accessibility buzzer that included a strobe light that they could put outside at the bottom of the stairs, marked with a push button for assistance sign that was fully compliant for temporary use. This was back in 2018 for less than $1,000, and if my memory serves me correct, it was less than $700, as I was trying to be helpful with a temporary solution until they could fix the problem. But he said they were going to fix it without me. Now here we are, almost 8 years later in 2025, and I am invited to an event at his store, which has grown and now features another location within it, but the accessibility remains the same. I did not go maliciously, as I thought it would be better, but I recorded it just in case. There is a reason they painted the stairs yellow. It is a hazard to everyone and a huge liability. Making it accessible is just better and safer for all customers, staffing, the entire general public, regardless of their mobility challenges. To be clear, Mark Phillips is far from being poor, and his businesses are very successful. These are his own words. He donates to the community a massive fireworks show every year and is an honorary colonel in the Canadian Air Force, having been given many awards for his apparent generosity. He also supports our troops and veterans, so he says. However, it stops at accessibility, so I guess only those veterans who can walk. This is not just a Mark Phillips or Mystical problem. It is generally a Quinte West issue from my experiences, as there has never been a fully accessible outdoor event in this community that I have been able to attend, including the last big air show. However, Mark Phillips was and is in a position to make a difference if he chooses to support the entire community, regardless of mobility challenges, or at the very least, set a good example. As I run an accessibility solutions business, I have chosen to be proactive and work with those who are also proactive. And this approach has been somewhat successful in making a positive difference across Canada and beyond. However, also during this time, over 12 years, including in my own community, which we have only ever wanted to help make better for everyone who lives or visits, regardless of their mobility challenges, I have met many reactive people who refuse to be educated or understand, and who also have attitudinal barriers that create systemic barriers, thereby preventing progress. Only helping to ensure those who have historically been disadvantaged will remain disadvantaged. The big question is why someone like Mark Phillips or anyone in Quinte West is okay with this. I sense it is mostly ego over knowledge, as is my experience doing this for a long time. And many, like Mark Phillips, do not like being told anything and believe they know it all, especially more than a disabled wheelchair user. They truly look at me as an annoyance and an unwanted presence, just as my own city hall does. So, I have a decision to make. With all the law, standards, and enforcement of human rights, and everything else that is on my side now, should I continue to allow people, like Mark Phillips, companies like Mystical, and the hundreds of others to get away with breaking the law and violating not just my human rights, but all Canadians' human rights? Or should I change gears and start ensuring that people and organizations are held accountable? There are no good excuses anymore. And if I am going to really make changes in Canada, it may be time to do what I do best, and that is to adapt and use all my knowledge, expertise, data, pictures, and videos that I have collected over the many years I have been doing this work to show not only how little has changed in a lot of cases, and in even some cases we have gone backwards. Perhaps I should thank Mark Phillips for showing me the light and realizing that real change requires a fight, and that I am just the person to do it. I'm curious to anyone who's watched this video and listened to what I had to say, what do you think? Should I do more to force people to be held accountable and to make changes, or should this stuff just be allowed to slide? Let me know. Thanks.